This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
What's up, everybody? Hey, let's see our faces. What's up, Shanti?
Hello.
Hello, and hello, everybody, to everybody in the chat. Look at all those wonderful people. We got Nicole, we got Lunar Girl, Hectolorian, what is up? And I saw Nicholas Schaefer early on. I know he's got a bad connection, but thank you guys for joining us. And as more people join us here in the chat, we want to welcome you to a very special midweek Scarif Live. What's going on? I was going to say happy Saturday, which is usually when we do our lives, but it's not Saturday, it's Thursday. How you doing?
Are you confused?
I am confused, but the more confused, the better.
Exactly. No, I'm doing good. Doing good. In a good, positive mood.
Excellent, excellent. Your day went well, I see, and there's a lot of weird nerd news to kind of touch on this middle of the week here, Thursday at least. But did you watch Moon Knight?
I watched Moon Knight, and not only did I watch Moon Knight, I loved it so much, I literally watched it back to back.
Back to back? Wow.
As soon as I was done, I went right back and watched it again.
Very nice. Yeah, it's a very interesting show. I think, I want them to be longer because as soon as you get into it and really get pumped, then the credits start to roll and you're like, oh, I got to wait. But, that's the nature of the beast, as they say. But, what were your overall thoughts?
Absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
It grabbed me right away. And I'm biased because I already love Oscar Isaac.
He's fantastic.
I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I think he's totally cute. But anytime you have an actor that's got to play dual roles like that, it always impresses me. And then for the psychologist that lives deep inside of me, I
really
love the whole dissociative order aspect of the character.
That's interesting. You're going to love our upcoming show talking about duality of character. We're going to organize that one. We got a couple of people that want to join us. Nicole is one of them, and Pixie Stardust is going to join us as well. So that should be a really fun one. It's a topic that we kind of touched on a couple of times, but the ego, the alter ego, the secret identity, the Batman to your Bruce Wayne, if you will. But it's going to be a really cool topic. It should be a lot of fun. What else is happening in the news today? What else have you heard, Shanti?
Something we're gonna have to wait. Want to hear?
No, we're gonna have to wait 2 more days for Kenobi. Why is that?
Sucks. What gives, man?
Oh no! You know what? I think early on, I also kind of jumped on that bandwagon of what the hell is Disney doing? But maybe there's a rhyme to the reason for the whatever they're doing there.
Maybe, but it's not good enough.
Yeah, I think they're definitely losing an opportunity to kind of keep it on May 25th. Obviously, the significance of that date, isn't lost on Star Wars fans, obviously, here in the nerd culture. But let's see what happens. I know Star Wars Celebration is kind of mixed in there, and maybe they want to do something special, which is kind of cool for the fans. But
you see, that's where I have a problem.
Yeah.
That's what I have a problem with, because
we'll see what happens.
It's a marketing ploy now. Yeah, it's a marketing ploy now. It has nothing to do with the fans or the story. It all has to do with marketing, and that's what I don't like.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We're
listen, look. As long as the show is good.
Sure. Maybe they needed 2 extra days to re-render the Grand Inquisitor's head.
I'm not gonna lie. First thought, I was like, "Oh, they went back to fix it, didn't they?"
Fix it.
They pulled a Sonic.
We'll see what happens. But speaking of butts, I guess because we're always speaking of butts here at the Scuttle Butt Podcast. I'm glad you asked. We have a very special guest One of the reasons that I wanted to do it, and not wait till Saturday, because I think it's kind of a fun topic. Maybe not fun in the usual sense, because there's a lot of drama that kind of went along with what we're going to be talking about. But it's certainly fun, and I wanted to kind of ride that streak, since we do use the word "but" here a lot when we sign off on our show. But yeah, we have Toby Price, educator, writer, and all around cool dude that is going to come on and talk to us about not only the controversy surrounding the stories that have been that we've been kind of following, kind of in a little bit of in disbelief. Because who doesn't like to talk about butts? I don't know. So we'll chat with him in a bit. But what else? There's some folks are joining us in the chat. Dragon Buddy, what's up? R2's in there. What's up, man? Tina, our friend Tina's in here too. Yeah. What is everybody doing? Yeah, Thursday. It's a special Thursday night Scarif Live, which is awesome, and can't wait to talk to Toby. You ready for a discussion?
Let's do this.
Let's do this, everybody. All right, as promised, we've got Toby Price. What is up, my friend?
Not much. How y'all doing this evening?
We are doing fantastic. Thank you for coming.
Good. Oh, well, thank you very much for having me.
Oh, this, yeah, for sure.
A good way to spend the evening.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I wanted to, obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about the book and the controversy surrounding it. We've been following it since you first posted it, again, with our eyes rolling. But I wanted to touch on a little bit of something else beforehand. What are some of your passions? We're talking about, passions here on our show. We love, geek related, IPs and movies and, comics and all sorts of wonderful, cool things, which is obviously part of escapism. When the world is in a topsy-turvy situation, we like to kind of roll in with the punches and kind of, escape, sometimes to a galaxy far, far away, sometimes a little closer to home, but it definitely is something that we kind of like to kind of chill and kind of escape to. But what are some of your passions that you like to use as an escape?
Oh my goodness, you just named them all. Star Wars. I love my Marvel. I love my, oh my gosh, and my Harry Potter. You name it. Star Wars, Marvel, Harry Potter. Those are my jam right there. My Patronus would probably be Baby Yoda at the moment, but that's just how that works. Or Grogu, sorry. But that's my relief, man. Oh my gosh, watching Moon Knight, I kind of just forgot about the world for 43 minutes and just like wow, it was so cool just to see Mark and the Scarab. It was everything. But that's my stuff. It helps me relax. It helps me chill out. It helps me not think about all the stuff that's going on in the world. It really does. And God bless my wife for, pretending to pay attention. And she listens. No, she does. She listens and she talks to me. She talks me through it. She'll listen to all my theories and all my, oh my goodness, did you hear there's an Easter egg where if you scan the QR code in the middle of Moon Knight when he's walking through. Yeah, she listens to all that. God bless her for it.
Did you look to the side to make sure she wasn't listening to you?
Oh no, she is. She's right there. And I love her to death for it. God bless her.
That's great.
But that's my jam. You have me right there. I love to draw. I love to write. Right now drawing is my escape. I can sit and just, sketch and draw the weirdest, wonderfulest, whatever, most wonderful things in the world. And it helps me chill. It helps me relax.
Excellent. We're starting to get people in the chat saying that I think Vader Girl responded to one of our original tweets regarding the first book. And a lot of families are reading the butt books. And that's one of the biggest reasons we are very surprised. So let's go into a little bit of what happened in your situation. Again, not to get too deep into it, but we do want to give folks an opportunity to kind of understand what you were going through as your journey started here.
Well, you know what? I'm a book lover. I love books. You know, it's like Lemony Snicket says, I'll probably, you know, die with a whole stack of books on my nightstand that I haven't read. And that's, you know what, that's okay. I was asked to schedule a Zoom read for a neighboring principal with the entire second grade. Not a problem. Don't mind. Whatever. That principal did not show up. Text her. Nothing. Called her with the phone app. Did you guys know we have a phone app? I called her on the phone app. She didn't answer that. Eventually, I ended up having to read. He told me to go ahead and read. I grabbed a book that was nearby. Oh, what a coincidence. I have it right here. I grabbed a book that was nearby, one of my favorites. And I read the book. A few minutes later, kids were high-fiving me in the hallways, telling me how much they really enjoyed the story. But then I was in the principal's office, which is never fun. And about 30 minutes after that, I was in the superintendent's office being sent home on paid administrative leave. 2 days later, they called me back and told me I was being terminated because I read a book that said butt and fart and had animated or cartoon butt cracks. Actually, they said realistic butt cracks. Yeah. I don't know too many people that look like that. That doesn't look real to me, but you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Wow. It's not a real butt. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah. So every time we say the word butt, we have to take a swig.
They do know that every kid can just pull down their pants and look at their own ass, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. And I know I don't know if y'all are ready to get into the book or not, but at one point we had a very long discussion as to whether or not this is an adult male. And, you know, we had somebody say, how tall is that adult male? And they said, well, about 2 to 3 inches. Have you seen an actual adult male that's 2 to 3 inches tall? And they said, well, not personally. And I'm just like, God, it's not real. I feel like Ben Affleck in the first Jane Silent Bob movie. Those are fictional characters.
Yes.
Fictional characters.
So it almost seems like they were just trying and reaching for excuses to give you.
Yeah, that's what it feels like too.
It's what it feels like too. And you know, they don't seem very happy to hear that, you know, and No David runs down the street completely bare, butt naked. In another No David book, he pees his name into the snow. Captain Underpants, they literally hypnotize their principal to take off all his clothes and fight crime in his underwear. All of these books are in the library, and they're okay. Or are they? That's been really unclear. The whole thing's been really unclear. The last part of the hearing this past Thursday or Monday. What day is it? Oh, Monday. You know, I've never actually used the phrase drug through the mud before and mean it, but this past week they tried to drag me through the mud at the hearing, and it was rough. It was rough. It was just you know, and my wife and I were thinking, you know, we got to tell our youngest daughter about it, you know, so in case she has any questions, all the stuff that they asked you. Yeah, they are. Good job, Tina. They are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother them. Anybody who spent any time with like any kids knows that butt and fart and butt crack are just part of their vocabulary.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. I love Captain Underpants too. But you know, they said we were worried about having to explain it to my 15-year-old daughter, and that wasn't the worst part. The worst part is having to explain it to my 70-plus-year-old mom. Some of the questions they were asking.
Yeah.
And I still haven't gone through all of it with her yet. But you know, they tried to make me trying to think of a nice way to say it, because I said I was staying on the high road. At any minute during that hearing Monday, I kept thinking the guy from Dateline was To Catch a Predator was going to come out, because that's how they tried to paint me. Right. That's how they tried to paint me. Wow. Like, why do you have a GoFundMe? I said, well, I got to keep the lights on. I have 3 kids, 2 with a disability. How much money's in it? I'm like, I don't know. I said, your phone's right there. You told me not to get on mine, so won't you check? I don't know.
Wow.
It was rough. It was really rough. They just drug me through the mud. At one point, they even tried to get my wife ejected from the room. They claimed that she was giving me hand motions and they had her. She was at the table in front of me. They claimed she was giving me hand motions, so they moved her away from that table and put her at a chair that was even closer to me. And I'm just like,
that's logical.
And my wife is sitting there. Yeah, my wife's sitting there under her breath thinking, I got some hand motions.
I was just going to say.
I got them.
I got them ready.
I'm just like, and it was all just an attempt to rattle me, to try to, if they got her out of the room, I thought that, they thought that it would upset me. And, that's the thing. She's not in the room to keep me from getting upset. She's in the room to keep me from saying the things that probably, Chris Hansen, there it is, to saying the things that probably would get me fired.
Sure.
She's there to keep, if it wasn't for her, I'd be a supervillain. Or Slytherin for that matter. I keep coming up Gryffindor, but that's only because she's here. But if it wasn't for her, I'd be a Slytherin. I know I would.
Yeah.
I would. But It was rough. I just, and everybody keeps asking, what now? I mean, I don't know, y'all. It was harsh. It was really harsh. I was just. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I mean, you've been on TV news shows and all sorts of online publications, picked up the story. I mean, without using the word viral, I mean, it just kind of did go viral. I mean, I saw your post. I saw some of the articles that were written, and I mean, I still can't believe it. It's one thing to be an educator and be careful. You have to be careful with everything that you say and you present, because it seems like today's sensibilities have been just off the charts when it comes to being super sensitive about stuff. But I think I want to say that, this butt situation might take the cake.
It might. I mean, the first part of the hearing, they set a really scary precedent by trying to, they were making a connection that if somebody in the book broke a school rule or policy, then the book would be inappropriate. And I'm just like, you know what? Let's play a game. Let's bring up any book, and I bet you I can find a reason to make it inappropriate. I mean, it was just, It's terrifying to think that that's their logic. Just for funsies, because I know I said I'm staying on the high road, but raise your hand if you've ever heard of Shel Silverstein. All right. Or Captain Underpants. Someone in that room had never heard of any of those, or claimed to never have heard of them. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
Shel was my father-in-law's roommate in college.
Really?
Oh, that is so cool.
That's really cool. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. But
I don't know
absolutely.
I don't know what kind of roommate he would be, but he's got some good stories. I bet he's got some good stories. Good Lord. Yeah. But man, I'm just like, at the end of this week, I'm just.
It's funny though. You bring up a great point. You bring up the precedent that is being attempted to be set by the questioning, by the attacks on your character, and just for reading a book about butts and some kid needing a new butt. I want to say it's not surprising in this day and age, but it is surprising because we're talking about adults that are supposed to be reasonable when it comes to these things. You are an educator, you are a father. It's unfathomable. It's just a weird thing.
I didn't. I don't like to use the cliche as it came out of left field, but it really came out of left field. I did not see it coming at all.
Sure.
Right.
At all. I mean, total butterfly effect. Butterfly flaps his wings. The other principal didn't show up to read, and I did, and here we are. I mean,
right.
It's really bizarre.
Surreal,
I guess. There it is.
Yeah, surreal.
Surreal.
Yeah, I saw the story through my local news Twitter account. I didn't even see it coming from you. And I remember seeing the headline and I'm like, what? Then I read the actual story and I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, this book looks like it's really benign. I don't understand what's going on right now.
And it's hilarious. It is hilarious. I mean, and that's the whole point, and that's the point we tried to make. Is with literature, you have to have some subversive type literature so you can read it with the kids and say, guys, does he really need a new butt? No.
Right.
I said, you teach them things. Is David supposed to be peeing in the snow? No. We don't do that. What's something we can do that's how you teach things. So, to take those things away, New Zealand. Yep. Big in New Zealand. What's
up, Carl? I haven't seen or heard you in a long time. Thanks for stopping by. I put your comment on there. Yeah. I've seen the book. My son is 17 and kind of aged out of that sort of thing. He loved Captain Underpants and those stories, but it's very surprising. Very surprising.
I think the thing is for me is it sets a really scary precedent for other educators. You say the one wrong word or you read one wrong book, and they can claim, that they can claim you violated an ethical code and you're fired immediately. Mm-hmm. That's terrifying. Yeah. You take an already challenging job that could be deemed unattractive to try to, enter into and make it even scarier.
Sure.
And that just, for lack of a better word, that just sucks,
Yeah, agree. We won't get into that. I had a question, but I'll nix it. Any other history of this sort of thing happening anywhere in your area?
Not that I'm aware of. And the weird part about it is, there is some. Like when I first started teaching, Harry Potter was the devil. You can't have Harry Potter because we're all going to be, chanting and, casting potions and wands and magic. And now Harry Potter is, common. He has his own theme park, for goodness sake. So it's not a big deal. So it's interesting to me to see that something that was so bad before is just commonplace now and accepted. And I can't understand why things like Harry, Captain Underpants are okay. And then in this one, someone draws the line at this. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But it doesn't make sense.
Every time I see the title of the book, it makes me giggle. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the perfect children's book. It's silly. I see it as if it gets the kids excited about reading. And it's, you know what I mean? Like, and especially that comedy for me is such a big thing. So when I see something funny like that, I'm like, oh, okay, good. Well, at least it's something that the kids will enjoy reading and actually want to read.
Exactly. Reading, you can walk into most places and kids will tell you reading is boring. And it's not that it's boring. For me, it was boring for me. I said it was boring, but that wasn't it. It was because I wasn't very good at it and I needed to practice. Right. And luckily, my parents bought me books that I wanted to read. The Avengers, Spider-Man. Spidey's my favorite. Captain America, the X-Men. Way too many X-Men comics. The Punisher. I probably shouldn't have been reading him at that age, but he was amazing to me then. And once you read those fun books, you practice with those fun books. The more you read, the better you get at reading. So, books that are fun are gateways to, bigger, more complicated novels.
Exactly.
That type of thing. Yeah. I just had those sitting here. I did not do that on purpose. I really didn't. I promise. Yeah.
John Grisham.
No props. Yeah.
It's about finding the right book at the end of the day.
Exactly. But you have to entice them. You have to hook them with the fun books so they'll hang around and see that books can be so many other things. I hear my kids. There's something happening back there. I don't want to go check. So.
Captain Underpants to the rescue.
Have you had any feedback from any of the parents in that school district because of this?
Yes. The parent, the president of the PTO has already called and shown their support. So has several members of the PTO. Mm-hmm. There were no parental complaints submitted on the record at either day of the appeal. Neither day. So they've been more than supportive. I've run into them in the grocery store. I've run into them at the gas station nearby, and they're just like, this doesn't make any sense to us. My kids love that book, and they miss you. And I'm like, I miss them too. That's kind of where I'm at this week is, I miss my kids, and I have 3 at home and 600 at work is what I used to tell people.
Sure.
And I miss my kids right now, but it is what it is.
Sounds like a witch hunt.
It upsets me because educators are already it's not a respected field, and then to just kind of simply throw you away the way that they did over something like that, it just really pisses me off because I had a really good mentor. He's still my mentor to this day from high school. And teachers are, I wanted to be a teacher. That's what my associate's degree is. It is in education. I wanted to be a teacher, but seeing the lack of respect, the lack of money for what you have to deal with, because it's not just about dealing with the kids. It's so much more than that. So when I read that story, I'm being serious, I was super pissed off.
Yeah, we were circulating in our little circle the story, and then I didn't realize that you were a follower of the podcast, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, hold on a second, which is cool, but
you had me at scuttlebutt.
Oh,
exactly.
Thank you.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that do to the morale of any future teachers that might be interested in, going into that field? I think it frightens people. It's scary to be able to think, if I do the wrong thing, I'm going to get ostracized or fired, prosecuted. It's kind of a weird. It's a scary thing.
Yeah.
It's very scary, and I have coworkers that are like, did your coworkers reach out to you? And I'll do this. I'll be like, some of them did, but don't tell anybody because they're afraid they'll get in trouble because they did. And that's not okay.
Guilty.
Right.
Somebody made a point. Somebody made an awesome point on the school's Facebook page. It's like, okay, so he reads a book and he loses his job. That's a great message to send to kindergartners, or second graders. Like, okay, great. Pass. It just. It's, and I saw somebody brought it up in the comments here earlier too. Here we are, and it fascinated me because we spent 2 days in this appeal, 2 full days, 6+ hours, and on this appeal, arguing about butt cracks and butt and fart and rocket butts, and that there's probably some kids who really could have used our time, our attention, and our resources, and here we are debating butts.
Yep.
It's just bizarre. There are so many better uses for our time, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
We have a question from Vader Girl 28. I will post up there. My kiddo has a question. Which is your favorite? I need a new butt. I broke my butt, or my butt is so noisy. Oh, that's three drinks.
Yeah, that's.
Thank you, Vader Girl, for that question, and thank the kiddo.
I have 2 that I can't really decide. My butt is so noisy because there's just a plethora of fart jokes. And there's a new one called My Butt is So Silly. My Butt is So Silly is nice. Neat because it's got it's got some serious undertones. Like, well, you realize that this young man has some ADHD. That's why everybody keeps telling him his butt's so silly. So, but I think My Butt is So Noisy is probably my favorite just for the fart jokes alone. Because I'm 46 years old and, somebody's like farting. Or to get on the announcement that said, hey, you have to hurry and get to your duty. And I'm just like,
he said duty.
even still.
So my kind of humor.
Mine too.
This reminds me of the movie Footloose where they weren't allowed to dance.
I know.
I don't know.
Y'all have.
No, bro.
Somebody brought
analogy.
that up. Somebody brought that up once. And my wife's eyes got really big because my oldest daughter, her name is Addison Wren. And we picked that name out because it was a songbird. But later on, my wife found out we picked that name out because it's the main character's name in Footloose. I love that movie. But here we are living Footloose right away. We're living it.
Easy.
Instead of, looking for Ozzy, we're talking about butts.
That's too funny. Yeah. So thank you, Vader Girl, for the question.
Yes, the new one. It's good. It's My Butt is So Silly.
Carl's got a comment too. Wish my wife was here. She's currently in school teaching. She had a lot of opinions on this, and all in favor of Toby. Yeah, it's.
Thanks,
I honestly do not see anyone complaining about reading a butt book, which is one of the biggest reasons that. I rolled at the moment when I saw originally the post in the story. It's just so bizarre.
I just think it's very naive to think that kids don't say worse things amongst themselves. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
So that's
and
why
it's
I
not,
say this book is so benign.
And it's just that, the kids, and that's the whole point of the book, is the kids are in on the joke. They know that he doesn't need a new butt. They know that that's just how his butt's made. They know it. And that's part of the cool part about it is, the kids get it, but nobody else does.
Right.
But nobody, hang on a second. My son, we're debating something he wants right now. Sorry, give us just a second. Okay, but I mean, I love those kind of books. I mean, this kid, he's hilarious. He's imaginative, and if you get rid of him, are you going to get rid of Calvin and Hobbes? I mean, right. I'll die on the hill for Calvin and Hobbes and some Bill Watterson any day, just because. I mean.
And and you're right. You look at any book and you can kind of pick out something that might be questionable for somebody, but it's it's weird times that we're living in.
Very weird. Mm-hmm. You would think he read 50 Shades of Grey or something to the kids. Oh my goodness.
You can get online and you can check out see the books that are in the libraries at all of the schools in this district. Twilight's there, all 4 Twilight books. There's some vampire sex happening in those, but that's okay. Not to mention Divergent. Guess what? You haven't read Divergent. That's why they haven't objected to it yet, because they are doing more things in there. And I even brought up Hunger Games. I'm pretty sure it's against school policy to kill each other for food, but the books accepted. For the record, I love those books, by the way. I'm not like trying to get rid of them, but if those are okay, then why is this one not?
I mean, is Lord of the Flies still in libraries? I mean, Lord. Hello.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
This is a very strange time we're living in.
High school libraries have all kinds of Stephen King books in them.
Humor. See, that doesn't make any sense. We've lost our sense of humor. That's the problem.
It honestly it does seem like a made up focused attack on you for some reason. I don't know what that reason is. I
wish I knew too, because I would apologize for it.
Oh man. It's gotten so weird. You even have your own promo code. What's with that? What's that all about?
Oh wow, y'all!
Promo.
You know what? As silly as it sounds, the folks at Whisper Bidets contacted me, and they're like, "You know what? You need a job. We need a spokesperson." And I said, first of all, I met with the CEO, Chad. He's a great guy. We have way too much in common, way too much of the same sense of humor and sensibilities, and they're like, you need a job, we need a spokesperson, let's make it happen. And I was like, oh, that's great. And, they're selling bidets. We made some commercials, really cool commercials. There's 3 of them out right now that are kind of spoofs off of the electric company. Right. And from now through Sunday, you can get a bidet for 20% off with the promo code Mr. Price. Cheap plug.
Nice. Very nice.
WhisperBidet.com. And yes, I do. That's my income right now. Somebody's like, what are you doing for a living right now? Well, I am a bidet spokesperson, and I actually have signed a 2-book deal. My children's book is going to come out next month. That part's true.
Where one door closes, another one opens. So
I've wanted to be a children's book author for so long, and it's not the way I thought I'd get my book deal. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But the people at Whisper Bidet, they're great, because you know what? I was down in the dumps hard. And when he contacted me, and I was like, you know what? This is really cool. We went to Atlanta. We shot a whole bunch of footage for commercials, some really fun stuff that's going to come out over the next few days and few weeks. I'm just really grateful for it. I'm really grateful for it.
And what was the website? Because
Whisper Bidet, whisperbidets.com. And you just Google and search for it. It's going to come up. And the promo code is Mr. Price. Nice. And, before we did any of this, he sent me some bidets, and he sent me like 5. And I'm like, Chad, I only have like 2 bathrooms, but, okay. And,
one butt.
But you know what? Yeah, I know. Right.
There you go.
But the cool thing is, they say on there, like, it's easy to set up. I am not that type of mechanically inclined, but I set it up in 10 minutes and it's
Wow.
good to go.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know much, but I was out the other day running some errands for my wife and returning something to Kohl's, and I had texted her and I'm like, she's like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm in the bathroom at Kohl's." I said, "There's no bidet." I feel like such an animal. I'm like,
how can you live?
Once you've got a bidet, you're just like, "There's no bidet here."
I want to invite everybody in the chat to go look at them, because I have a feeling that 9 out of 10 people in the chat pretty much would probably use a bidet. Could use a bidet.
What are you saying, Ro?
Clean your butts. Keep it clean, folks. Keep it clean. There you go.
It's just a body part. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. We hooked ours up the first night, and I have my 2 oldest kids have autism, and my youngest daughter does not. And I hear them in the back of the house. She's like, "McCade, come here, come try this. And then you hear, no, Marley, I don't want to. And then the water sprayed everywhere. And I'm just like, yeah. So it's not popular with them, but the rest of us love it. Love it.
Very nice.
Oh, good
This
stuff.
is the best
Good
conversation ever.
And the strangest Scarif live ever.
You know what? Good. Oh, yeah, Karis is right up my alley.
And here we are.
Here we are. Fantastic.
Oh man.
Well, I'm glad you're keeping a sense of humor about it. I'm glad some opportunities have opened up for you. And please, our DMs are always open if you want to ever come back and, talk about what you have coming up. We'd be happy to talk butts.
And that's funny that, I'll sit, wait a minute. When I did, when I was contacted by the great folks at X Factor Educational Publishing about my children's book, I told them, I sent them the book and I sent them the story, and I said, now, because of what's going on, can I include more butt and poop jokes? And they were like, yes. And I said, okay, yes, I will. Yes, I will. The Almost True Adventures of Titus the Monkey. He is a poo thrower, so it is what it is.
Oh man. Oh, and you've got, when that book comes out, you've got to come back. We'll talk about it. We love poop throwing monkeys.
Yeah, right.
Who doesn't?
It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. We try to have fun and try to teach something at the same time, but I don't want to be too teachy. We just want to have fun and learn something. So
sure, absolutely.
It's good times. Good times. Good times.
So, what are some of the off the topic a little bit? What are some of the geek things that you've been watching lately? We talked about Moonlight, but what else have you been watching?
Okay, geeky things. It's not, I don't know if you would qualify it as geeky, but I watched the After Party on Apple TV Plus. We got a free year of it, first of all, and it's a great story. They're telling you a story of high school reunion. Somebody, one of them's famous, but he ends up murdered, and everybody tells their version of the story of what happened. But each story is a different genre. Like the first one is kind of a straightforward romantic comedy. The next one is an action movie. The next guy does it's a musical. There's an animated version of the story. One is like a psychological thriller. It is hilarious and it's so much fun to watch. Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. It is so good. I think Ben Shapiro? Is that his name? I call him John Raffio, but he is amazing. And it's so many good people in that show. And I've just watched it and I'm just like, I love it. We watch it over and over. And, Ghosts on CBS. That's a fun show too. The girl from iZombie, she hit her head. She sees ghosts that live in her house. They're trying to open up a B&B. It's just a fun, silly, weird show, and we all really enjoy it. So, that's what we've been watching. And what else? We watched Moon Knight already, and I'm just like, ma'am? Oh. The Truth About what? Oh, The Truth About Pam. That's the show. Have y'all watched that or seen that?
Is that the one with Renee Zellweger?
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm watching it and I'm just like,
yeah.
Because I watched all the
pretty good in
Datelines.
that, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's pretty good in it, man. I watched all the Datelines that for the story, man. I'm watching this and I'm just like, somebody's got to get Pam. This is ridiculous. She's getting away with it. Truth About Pam has got us hooked. And I know that's not as geeky as some of the others, but man, I'm watching it. I'm just like, somebody got to get Pam, y'all. This ain't cool. Renee Zellweger is terrifying.
Yeah, totally. What's the Dateline guy? The guy with 2 first names, Keith David.
Keith Morrison. Oh,
Morrison.
Yeah. Okay.
I want him to do an intro for the Scarif podcast.
Oh, that would be.
That would be so awesome.
Hello, Keith
You know who does a really good impression of him? Bill Hader.
Right.
Bill Hader is so good as Keith Morrison.
Yes,
And Keith Morrison
great.
narrates the Truth About Pam show with Renee Zellweger. He narrates the show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And she's like, Dateline. Oh, wait. Thoughts about reading the book online in the schools? You know what? DM me. I'd be happy to do it. That would be so much fun. That would be so much fun, Carl. I would love to do it. We can even call it, I need a new bum or behind or rumpus, tookus, badonkadonk.
I don't even
oddly
have
enough,
kids,
I can.
yeah. I feel like
I know.
supporting
I
the
can
book.
go on and on with some of the names for that we're not
For butts,
that
yeah.
we're we have butts now. It's a gift.
So our friend Tina, you talked about your book when it does come out. She would love to get a copy and have it signed. That would be awesome. But absolutely, for sure.
Well, and there's pre-orders online. I'll plug it on my Twitter feed later on. You can pre-order it right now online.
Very nice.
So it's going to be, and it's just to tell you a little bit about it. I've been drawing stories for it for a while, and it's based off true stories that happened with myself and my kids with autism. So I tell everybody it's a fun story. It's an autism story, but it's not about autism. It's about a family. So it's fun. You check it out. Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
See?
Excellent.
I'm pretty proud of it. Anyway,
You should be.
cheap plug.
You should be.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Shanti, any questions for Toby?
I'm trying to think.
Okay.
We've covered everything.
Okay, this is a question I always ask. I used to ask people in interviews when they were trying to be teachers. Puppet Yoda or CGI Yoda?
Puppet.
Always puppet. Exactly. If somebody says CGI, I'm just like, you're gonna have to explain yourself because puppet's the way to go. Frank Oz is a genius.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the time that they had Frank Oz, they had Grover play Yoda on Sesame Street in a spoof. He was Groda, and I'm just like, oh yes, Groda. And I'm like, yeah, y'all know. I don't think the kids got it, but I mean, that's Frank Oz is Grover, and he's Yoda, and it just blew my mind.
Mind blowing. Absolutely.
Totally loved it. Good stuff. Yep.
Wow.
I'm trying to look.
Thank y'all so much. Oh, I was gonna say thank y'all so much for having me on tonight. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
It was a good release. It was a long day. Like I said, I miss my kids. That part kind of stinks, but
Yeah.
But you know what? I've been really lucky though. My wife and my youngest daughter. My wife works at a private school that's inclusive. It's an inclusive school for kids with special needs and kids without special needs. They have about 80 students. And I have been, I guess you could say I've been subbing there, but I've been, just kind of, they need me here. Oh, I can do that. I did that. I taught algebra this week. I taught life science. I think I'm an art teacher tomorrow or a science teacher tomorrow. I can't remember which. I was a history. Which one? Oh, I'm both. Nice. We'll tell my wife you can read it to a class in New Zealand. Carl, let's do it. That's what Zoom's for, man. Let's do it. But I've been really grateful though. There's some great kids there, and I think God has a reason for all this happening. And you know what? Maybe I'm supposed to be there. There's somebody I'm supposed to be there for, or I'm supposed to be there for me. I mean, there's something I'm going to learn from this. So,
I mean, I'm glad you're substituting. Honestly, this would have soured me on teaching.
I don't watch Abbott Elementary anymore. Is that weird? Or I love that show, but now I can't watch it. And I'm just like,
yeah, I get it.
I get
pass.
it. Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will watch Doom Patrol. If you want to talk about, it's a great show. If for anybody that's never watched Doom Patrol, first of all, you can't really watch it with the small kids in the room because Brendan Fraser has he has one line. I think throughout the whole show, but he delivers it so well. Doom Patrol is so much fun. Oh, thank you, Nicole.
Yeah, you do. You have a great attitude.
Well, I appreciate it. It could be me. It could be my wife's motivation. It could be the medication. It could be anything. But thank you.
That is awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck. You don't have to say it, but you have a home here at the Scarif podcast whenever you want to come by and talk.
Thank you so much.
Whatever it is,
Thank you so much.
Your book. We'd be very interested in talking to you about your book as more stuff comes out. But thank you so much, Toby, for coming on by and talking about your butt. I wanted to ask you.
I put the ass in assistant principal. You know, that was great. That was great. For a short time, I did. For a short time, I did. One of my friends texted me and said, "You're America's ass assistant principal."
Right. Yeah. There you go. Cool. Without the shield. Very nice. Very nice. So one favor, I know you have the book handy.
Yes.
I would love for you to read a couple of pages for our listeners, for our watchers tonight.
Okay, well, it's a gripping tale.
I'm sure it is.
Deeply into, neo-fascism and critical race theory. So you really got to actually know. It's about a kid who thinks he broke his butt. All right, here we go. I'll do it teacher style. I Need a New Butt by Don McMillan and illustrated by Ross Kennard. I need a new butt. Mine's got a crack. I can see in the mirror a crack at the back. Oh no. He busted out. I wonder how he did that. Did I do it on the slide or on the banister inside? What's cool is in Mississippi, a lot of kids don't have banisters. You have to tell them that that's a handle on the stairs.
That's funny.
Sliding down the banister. But here's how he broke it for real. Maybe it was when I jumped my BMX or with the fart that happened next. Of course, the fart. That's what blew my butt apart. It split the thing clean in two. Now I wonder what to do.
Oh, no.
And here he goes on and he tries to find the perfect butt. I mean, he starts to imagine what type of butt could he have? An art butt? Oh, a fireproof butt, a bulletproof butt, a bomb-proof butt. It gets really deep at the end. At one point, he's selling his dog so he can afford a new butt. I don't want to spoil the ending, but he realizes that he doesn't need a new butt before it's all said and done, and that everything is going to be A-okay.
Very nice.
Anyway,
very nice.
It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite books. It's a lot of fun. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's one of my favorites, and it's a lot of. It's just fun. It's a fun book. If anybody's reading more into it than that, then they've got way too much, spare time on their hands. It's a fun book. That's what it's for.
Nicole has an interesting question. I don't know if you can answer this regarding wondering if the author knows what had happened.
Yes. Miss McMillan first of all, is a wonderful person. We had been Instagram friends before all this went down. And once it went down, she unofficially could not say anything because of publisher and contracts and things like that. And she has since reached out and has she's been very comforting and very kind. So is Ross Kennard, the illustrator, did the other day too. He was really funny, but she did. And I think, a lot of people, I think honestly, she's a grandmother, and it just listening to it, it kind of upset her that it happened. So,
sure. Yeah.
Anyway,
there you go, Nicole.
Yeah, but she's good people. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, it's great to see that you're getting support and equally as outraged as the rest of us over this silly debacle. And
Thank you.
like I said, we wish you the best. And somebody in the chat said when one door closes, many doors open, and I truly believe that.
Amen. I hope so too. But I'd say this: if it didn't happen, I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have been having fun with y'all. My wife pointed out the other day, she said, your entire teaching career, you've wanted to get kids and parents reading more books. And over the last month, I can't tell you how many pictures I've seen with parents and their kids sitting down and reading this book.
Right.
That is kind of awesome. I mean, I hate that that's the way that it did it, but you know what? That's pretty awesome that it worked out that way. So, I did that a little bit. That's kind of cool.
Price to pay.
Cool. There you go.
It's
the price to pay. Price was right, but it's the price to pay.
Very nice.
That's what you do.
Cool.
Worth it.
One last favor, Toby. If you can do a little sentence for us, and I would love to use it in our podcast on a regular basis, since we are very fond of butts here. I would love to have you say, hey, everybody, my name is Toby Price. This is the Scarif Scuttlebutt, and that's the Scuttlebutt. And then see if you can emphasize the word butt somewhere in there. That would be really awesome.
Okay. You ready?
Here we go.
Hey, everybody, this is Toby Price, and that's the Scuttlebutt on the Scuttlebutt podcast.
Very nice. I need a new butt.
Yeah, I know. One that won't get me sick or get me fired. One that won't get me.
Oh, it's time to write a song.
I know, right?
Yep.
Huey Lewis and the News.
Need a butt jingle.
Butt jingle. Nice.
It's almost like the Tootsie Rolls, the old Tootsie Roll commercials. Everywhere everywhere I go now, all I hear is butt.
I'm sure.
But what?
I'm sure.
But. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's good times.
Awesome.
Good times. Thank you
good
very
times.
much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Toby, thank you so much. And
thank y'all for having me.
Our pleasure. Thank you for talking about this. It's kind of silly, but blessings to you and your family and your bidets.
Nice. Hip hip bidet.
Hip hip bidet. Thank you so much. So again, this is Thursday. We are having another Scarif Live on Saturday, which is our usual day. We're going to be talking about Star Wars Rebels. I know, Shanti, you just finished watching the entire series and you got really emotional, and we want to hear your thoughts with some of our friends. So please join us on Saturday at our usual time, 7 o'clock Central, for that Scarif Live, Star Wars Rebels. We will drop that in the interwebs, as they say. And if you listen to today's episode on the top 5 most influential movies of all time, what a question. We tackled that with our friend Andrew of sciencefictionary.com, and we had a lot of fun with that one. It also happened to be our 100th episode here at the Scarif Podcast. Nice. 100. Woohoo!
Nice.
Thank you to everyone that submitted a voicemail and some very nice wishes and thoughts that came to us that we played on the show. So fantastic stuff. Toby, thank you so much. Shanti, any last words?
You were late, Mom, on leaving the voicemail.
I know. Episode's already out, but we will definitely put that in somewhere in the future. Thanks, Mom.
Awesome.
Mom. That's what we do.
Good time, Joe. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. I'm going to put you backstage. We're going to say a final goodbye to our friends in the chat. But let me see here. Woohoo! Well, that was a lot of fun. We hope Toby does some good things. I truly believe that whole open door thing that's happening, it seems like he's on his way. And it does seem kind of a silly thing to get fired over. I've gotten fired twice, and it's not fun. But
doesn't surprise me.
But it turned out to be advantageous because I went on to do bigger and better things. So that is always kind of a turning point. Like I said, it's never fun to get fired, especially when you have a family and bills and stuff like that. It's a very scary proposition. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But awesome. Shanti, what's next on the Scarif podcast? What do we have planned?
So you've let me take over, and I'm trying to do an episode on Big Bang Theory because I'm a huge fan of the show. But I think I remember you saying once that maybe...
Toby's going crazy backstage. Toby's going crazy.
But I think I remember you saying once that, maybe not necessarily that you weren't a fan of the show, but maybe that, it maybe said a little bit of a stereotype about nerds. And that really gave me a good idea about, is Big Bang Theory a bad stereotype, or did it actually... showed nerds in a much better light, that we actually became more accepting because of the show. So I'm trying to get that together with our lovely buddies, Steve and Charles. So
very nice. Very nice. I have a feeling that Toby might want to be on that show.
Oh, well, he's more than welcome. Oh, and after this, I'm jumping on to Bravo's stream where he's playing SWTR.
Very nice.
He's still playing. So
cool. Excellent. Awesome. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for stopping by, talking with Toby Price about butts one last time. This is Ro, that's Shanti, this is the Scarif Scuttlebutt, and that is the Scuttlebutt. Talk to you guys later. See you on Saturday, everybody, for our Rebels talk. Peace, y'all.